the network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.
This is AVWeek, episode 183, recorded Thursday, February 12th, 2015. Live from ISE 2015, part 2.
Ready.
AVWeek.
Performing scan.
Week.
Online.
This is AVWeek. This is AV Week, your weekly wrap-up of audio-visual news and information. My name is Tim Albright. I'm your host. We are live from ISE 2015. How are you, kids? We're going to do this kind of like we do InfoComm, kind of like we did CEDIA, where we bring a cavalcade of guests in through here and get their opinions about what they've seen this week. So Tom Barnett obviously is from Crestron. We know him and love him from the U.S. side, but you are obviously here supporting the good international folks.
Always.
You are from Pexip.
I am.
Explain to people if they've never heard of Pexip, what it is.
Well, Pexip is a scalable meeting platform. That's what we say. Basically, it's a virtualized software that runs in a data center, in your data center, in the cloud, public, private cloud, whatever. And the basic concept of it is it's very simple. You take our management node, which is a simple OVA file that you deploy on VMware, then you deploy as much capacity as you want, right? And that bridges everything. That bridges any type of endpoint, from your conferencing room to your from your link room systems, anything like that, to Skype, to browsers, to Link, obviously, which is one of the big challenges we see in the industry right now. And at the same time, Pexip Infinity gives everybody, in your organization, a personal virtual meeting room that you can use for your own collaborative needs.
All right.
That's
so
the basics.
So let me try to simplify it from my head. So it's a cloud-based VC almost.
It's VC, but it's not cloud-based.
Okay.
We enable people to run it in a cloud.
Okay.
But we supply a product, right?
So it's a server then.
It is a software.
Okay.
It is a software that you run on any standard off-the-shelf server.
That's even more interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
And the thinking behind that is very simple. We think that the future of video conferencing and collaboration, it's not being run by traditional video people, unfortunately. But there are still opportunities for traditional video people and AV integrators and so on to get in on what's going on. But what we see is very simple. It's being taken over by IT.
Yeah.
Just look at this year, Microsoft is in here. Next year they're taking up huge space in the unified communications.
Did you see what they were showing?
I didn't see what they were showing yet. I have had no time to go around and see it. So.
Well, this is for both of you, actually.
Because the Surface Hub.
Well, that's the thing is,
yes.
You guys have got the RL. Crestron has the RL. They're getting into that, whole software, soft codec VC space with the Surface and with Link and with. I heard somebody refer to it as Skype Pro today, which I had not heard that.
Skype for Business.
Yeah, Skype for. Well, they referred to it as Skype Pro, but I had to look it up, and it's Skype for Business.
Yeah.
That's an interesting move.
Yeah, and if I may comment on that,
Yeah.
And that's what we see. We see a change in culture, right? We see people now bringing their tablets and their phones and whatever into the workspace, right? BYOD has been a term for a long time. But it's also the change in work culture, how people huddle, how people get together on an ad hoc basis. You no longer need the scheduled meeting for the meeting room that has VC in it. You're expecting video through any type of system, anywhere you want, when you want it, right? And that's happening with the Surface and with the iPad and with any other device like that. And that's why it's so important to do what we do, I think. Because we provide a platform that enables a corporation or an enterprise to scale and give this opportunity to all their employees, not just a few of them, because of cost and complexity and all these things.
All right, Tom, you guys are obviously here showing Crestron, one of the bigger booths. Crestron is a platinum sponsor, not for nothing, but so you guys have one of the largest booths along with, well, actually Microsoft was another one. First of all, how was your show?
It's been a great show for us. Our booth's been packed pretty much, our stand has been packed pretty much
Yeah,
from
don't call it a
beginning
booth
to
here.
end.
I've been corrected on that more than once.
Yeah, certainly so.
At ISE, there's stands. At Infocom, they're booths.
That's how it goes.
Tomato, tomato, but go ahead.
So we've been showing a lot of enhancements to our digital media product line underneath our sort of heading of DM 3.0. Which is a set of requirements that we think as this IT world and AV world sort of converge and dance with one another. So some of those requirements under DM 3.0 are things that are traditionally AV things, like, hey, we really think if you're putting a video distribution system now, maybe you're not using the bandwidth today, but you're going to probably want the bandwidth in that to do 4K at 60 hertz sometime in the useful life of that video distribution system. So, make sure you've got a solution for that. Make sure that you've got integrated streaming so that when someone wants to connect to another room somewhere else, you're not scrambling to plug in some sort of external devices and things like that. But then there's also some more traditionally IT-oriented things, which is that we're really encouraging integrators to look for things that use Active Directory for their security and use 802.1x for their authentication technology, so that when it is inevitably also going to have to cohabitate with or be specified by IT people, that they say, hey, these are good things we want to have on our network. And then part of it is also you need to have an end-to-end solution for every kind of room. So maybe some of your spaces have very small budget of under 5,000 because they just want to have a spot in the corner of an office where you can plug in a few devices, have a quick little meeting. And then if you find one solution for that, you want to find something that's on the same standards and provides the same user experience for that large auditorium or boardroom that's at the other end of the spectrum. So we're offering a complete range of things. We sort of talk about it sometimes about bringing those IT standards for AV.
Yeah.
And there's sort of a different approach of designing systems that the IT community has been using for many years that we think is going to become mainstream for AV as well.
One thing that's interesting about this show, ISE specifically, is it's commercial and residential, right? Mm-hmm. And you and I have seen a lot of each other this last year. We saw each other at Infocom. At CEDIA, you were on stage describing ping to us.
That's true.
What is ping now?
So ping is, you can think of it sort of as a hub that you connect to all your regular Crestron devices, so the same Crestron devices that you've been selling, and that hub lets you then set up from your iPad your whole automation system so that you don't have to go through the process of going on your laptop and learning programming languages and things like this. So in some way, so I'm a Crestron programmer myself, and so I already had a Crestron system in my house, and so basically my experience was I added this hub, and then instead of having all my devices connect to my processor when my wife wanted to make a change about something I did, I'd go into Simple Windows and do my updates and then load it. Now I've got this hub, and so when she says, hey, it'd be really cool if it did this when we open the front door, then you just pull off the iPad, make a few changes. The other big dramatic change to it is that as you're pairing devices to it, so maybe I just put in 3 light switches and I've got my lock there, but I haven't done the rest of the house yet, the system's always up and running. So it's this very transformative thing if you're used to putting integrated systems that then later need commissioned. And you're like, oh, it just looks like all this stuff's here right now, but you can't use it until tomorrow because then I'm going to commission it. Well, as you go, your all off button always works. So the big news at ISE is that we did a few things for the enhancement of the app that runs on the hub and the hub itself. One is that we're adding 20 some odd languages so that you can do the whole setup process not only in English. Each individual phone or iPad just uses the language settings from the device. So maybe one person in the family prefers Spanish or one installer prefers Spanish, no problem. Everyone's got all their languages. We added support for audio, so now you can do your whole home audio system at the same time you're doing your whole home lighting. And there's seamless ways to connect back to a Crestron program so if you want to add digital media, but now you can set up the audio portion very, very quickly, and you can bring in, whether it's Pandora or Spotify or AirPlay, whatever sources you want, and have that all in that one nice single unified app so that, your goodnight button that you press that you can set up yourself from the app. Doesn't just turn off all your lights, also turns off all your music all without ever having to go and do any real custom programming. And then we've also made it possible to add touchscreens directly. So you set those right up from the app without having to go and open our touchscreen programming software to drag in the little Ping object.
That's huge too, because there's been a lot of times when we first started looking at it, and I run a programming house as well as a design consulting firm. In talking with my cohorts, their first reaction, a lot of them was revolt. Grab the pitchforks and the torches and go after Rockledge, New Jersey. But it was not to take over, the complicated systems, right? It wasn't to take over, an entire smart building.
Well, it's a tool.
Yeah.
So there's many tools that you use, and what we want to do is make sure that the people who are selling Crestron products have tools that are efficient and can let them get their work done in the best manner possible. So there's some things that should be easy. It should be easy to go put 80 light switches into a house and 16 zones of audio, and while you're doing it, make it so that you can have 4 or 5 rooms together, slaved for a party where the music's playing in the same place. Maybe you want to make a few quick scenes. You want to turn the lights on and off. That shouldn't take you very long. You should be able to do that as you're setting it up. Are there other times where you're going to want to do things that are a little bit more custom? Well, sure, but that doesn't mean you don't want to set up all the easy part first.
Yeah.
I was telling you before, Tim, that one of my hobbies is cooking. I sort of feel it's like the roux. The Ping you put, sometimes you're just making simple soup, and so the roux can be a lot of the ingredient. Other times you're going to do a really complicated dish, but you still want to do the easy part, the easy way at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, Mr. Tom Barnett, I appreciate it, sir.
Thanks for the time, Tim.
Pexip, I appreciate it. How can people find more about Pexip?
Well, there's always Pexip.com that talks a little bit about what we do, and there you can sign up for a free test for that as well. So,
very cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, now we are joined by my buddy Stuart Rench from IHE. How are you, sir?
Doing wonderful.
Let me turn you on. How's that?
That sounds better.
There we go.
Here I am.
Yeah. And also Venu Patel, right? From T. Is it TIO or is it TO?
We call TO.
You call it TO. All right, and then we'll call it TO.
Turn it on.
Turn it on. Well, that's what it stands for, so that's why I was wondering. So.
Right.
All right. So first, Stu, this is not your. I was made to make the joke the other day. I hang out with Stuart at all the trade show.
Of course.
But in all seriousness, is this your first time? This is not your first time at ISE.
No, it's our company's third time and my second time.
And your second time. Okay. So from your standpoint, and let's be honest, IHE is an AV networking product, right? You guys have got several different solutions. What are some of the things that you find different in talking with the European integrator as some of their challenges?
Yeah, most of the core challenges really remain the same in terms of the number of products that they're going onto the network and the challenges that arise from that. But what I do see is that their struggles in some ways are a little bit behind in terms of the realizing of the need to embrace service that we've focused on in America. We've talked about before, client care plans and things like that. There's a great amount of curiosity and interest, but not as many people have really started to pick it up as in the US. But I think that's actually wonderful because they're going to be going through all the same things that we've just spent the last 6 years of my life teaching to the American markets.
Is that a good thing?
We've been through the pain.
Okay.
We know what to do now.
All right.
We had to figure it out the first time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and the other thing is it gives you guys an advantage, I think, over some of the European network manufacturers that you have been through that pain, right? You have walked through the integrators,
right.
And you're a former integrator yourself, so you understand where they're coming from, right?
Right. Yeah, and we're already in 30 countries anyway, so the international is not really new to us particularly, but our focus has increased. We just brought on a UK distributor 3 weeks ago probably, and just that alone has brought on so many more dealers than I think we could have ever brought on, and just natural growth.
Is that how you prefer to do? Is dealerships or distributorships overseas?
We don't know yet. This is our first. This is our first one ever,
okay.
And we're seeing how the model works. I mean, so far we're very happy with it, though.
Yeah, let me know because I'll be interested. We'll talk some more, and
sure.
I'll be interested to kind of watch that with you.
Excellent.
You guys are brand new. Not T. Okay, so TO is not brand new, Venu.
Right. TO is 2 years.
2 or 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
2012. So.
Yeah. So 3 years.
Right.
But you are new.
I am new. Yes.
So explain to me. TO has gone through some interesting challenges.
Correct.
Over the last 12 months or so.
Right.
I'm being nice.
Absolutely, you've been very nice.
I'm trying to be diplomatic here. So, first of all, how did you get involved in TO? And are they on a better footing than they were maybe a year ago or so?
All right, I'll take a few minutes. But the reason I got involved with the TO, Anuva as a stream of company, they do engineering, they do manufacturing, logistics service. So about February, March 2014, I got involved with them to rework their product made in China. It didn't work. And that's how I got to know a little more about a product. And they gone through product not delivered on time frame. So they had some financial difficulty, whatever. But I committed to the product. I love the product. So I said, listen, how can I help? And that's how I get involved with their existing owners and shareholders and own majority of the company. And I committed to redesign. So we revamped the whole product line. We make it ourselves in Melbourne, Florida. So I control my own destiny.
Yeah.
I also do my own design through Anuva Innovation in Raleigh, North Carolina, Richard Triangle Park. So owning all these resources, I can really use it better than if I depend on somebody else.
Yeah.
And this is probably the first home automation company that has the leverage to do all of these things in one roof. That probably is more critical. And in 6 months, we really did a great job in product. This is a very successful show for us. This is my first time.
Okay.
But for TO, it's the second year. We had reps and distributors and dealers from China, Singapore, Australia, not just Europe, India, Kuwait, Dubai. We just visited a Mexico rep. So I never seen such a quality of the people attending this kind of show. Yeah. So I think for us, it's a good business impact. Products does it by itself, and it's very simple to use, and people load it. So I think I'm very happy with that.
All right. So let me ask you. Let me ask you a hard question.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. We mentioned some of the difficulties that TO has had. If I'm an integrator, if I'm a dealer, and I was either with you guys, through all this, or I was someone who was maybe watching you guys. Mm-hmm. What kind of, I guess, confidence would you give someone to say, hey, we're back, we're for real, now, we're really going to happen. Why should I, as an integrator, invest my time and my money into something that's had some difficulties?
That's a very good question, Tim, and it's coincident. But after I acquired the asset, mm-hmm. I knew we needed to do a vote of confidence kind of approach, while my team is working on product development, revamping product, whatever it took. So we hired a marketing company in North Carolina. They did consumer segment, but more important, through my president, Mike Anderson, he had a list of reps in U.S. that were signed up. So I said, give me all of the names. And when we announced a TO being now designed manufactured by Anuva, some of the reps signed up and more than probably 40+% didn't. So I had the marketing firm talk to those reps. And only message we received is the brand is awesome. We are here, just give us a product. So I got that message loud and clear. So I said, I will make that happen. So when I went to CEDIA in less than a month, after I acquired TO branding and IPs, that was the spiel I made. I said, it's different. I'm a new guy in the town, but I'm a very committed person in product. I can commit resource, and I believe in promising that is delivered, not promise that is not delivered. So we committed to give a European model switch 8 weeks ago. before the show. And we announced it 2 days ago, and you guys got a good coverage on it.
Yeah.
So in 8 weeks, I brought it from concept to the realization. So we could do that. And we have now more distributors signed up than at day one. So in US, we have 22 distributors already signed up. We had 4 international signed up during this show. So people believing it, and it's not believing it because it's TO, but they also believe it because it's TO that works, brand is right, but now there is some organization behind it that wasn't available back then.
Yeah.
So we fixed the problem, and if you create that impression to any customer that we do what we say and we deliver what we commit, there is no reason why they don't come to us.
Okay. It's a good answer. It's a good answer, and I do wish you luck.
And I recognize that weakness that what you said, and I worked on it first.
Well, I'm sure you did.
And that's a part of the business solution.
Yeah, absolutely. Stuart, is there something that you want people to know about either IEG or your international efforts?
Yeah, I mean, since we are primarily a software-based cloud solution, we know no boundaries for the most part. And we just continue to deliver the same thing that we promised all along, which is a simplified solution that was going to answer the problems of the customers. Actually, being with some of the international people, the words that they've used have helped me to define the message a little bit better. I've learned the phrase site visit is a better phrase here than the US, which is truck roll. But then the more I thought about it, actually, I want to bring that back to the States in our messaging. Because the site visit is...
Yeah, the site visit is the first thing you do.
It means so much more than just the truck roll. The truck roll shows the pain of the dealer, not the pain that actually is inflicted on the customer. And it's really a two-sided pain. And we want to just continue developing our tools and developing our solutions so that we can eliminate more site visits and make everybody happier.
All right, Stuart Rench from IEG. Thank you, sir.
Excellent.
Thank
you, Tim.
I
as
appreciate
always.
it.
Tim, thank you so much.
Right,
thank you very much.
Show. Have a good rest of the show.
See you around.
All right. We're going to roll some more folks in here. Get our buddy from Atlona in here. Thank you, ma'am. All right, now we have my buddy Ilya from Atlona. How are you, sir?
I'm excellent. How are you, Tim?
I am good. Good. And I'm going to try this. Luke.
Yes, Timothy. That's right, Timothy.
Hot dog. Look at that.
Hot dog. Let's go for it.
All right. And actually, we've got Luke on. Because first of all, you're our neighbor.
We are neighbors,
right next door.
Yeah.
We've been neighbors for 3 days. You've got some interesting switches.
Design switches.
Very
yes.
pretty. Very beautiful. That was one of the things that George Tucker, when he was first on, talked about. Just the design part of Europe, right? America's, yes, we're mass consumer. That's kind of our thing. And a lot of times we don't stop and smell the roses and don't appreciate some of the finer things.
Oh, you make nice things, but...
No, we don't. We make crap.
No, that's not right. That's not right. You make beautiful cars, for instance...
No, wait a minute.
The Ford Mustang is a beautiful car.
Yes. It's not a BMW.
No, but the GTO or... those are nice cars, but we are making much nicer switches, of course.
Yeah.
That's something else. But you make nice things. We make better things, maybe in Belgium.
You're so weird.
I don't know, but our switches are really, really nice.
Yeah.
Also for Domotica systems, you make nice Domotica systems like Crestron.
Yeah.
And
or Atlona.
Sorry.
Or Atlona.
Atlona.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is Ilya. He's from Atlona.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hi. Hi. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, actually, our switches are really good with Domotica systems because we are only making contact and making off the contact. So you need always an electrical device behind it, like a Domotica system. And Domotica systems are also more and more in luxury projects. And we are selling a design product, so it costs a little bit more than an ordinary switch. And that's why we are trying to sell over or with the Domotica guys like you.
Are you available in the US at all?
Yes, but at all. A little bit. We are working on our exports. Peter is doing that. So we are always looking for new distributors also in the US.
Okay, so
we are too little now to have in all the countries a good distribution network. But we are always looking for those people. That's why we are on this fair also, because it's an international fair, and in Belgium we are strong, but all over the world it's a little bit loose sand, and we try to make a good foundation for better sales in that kind of areas. Yeah, in the United States.
We'll get you hooked up. So, Ilya, what do you guys have? How has your show been? How has your show been, Ilya?
Well, exceptional show. To be honest, we've been doing this show for the past 5 years, and every year you see the growth. Every year you see the expansion, as well as with our partners and with our company as well. So and next year is going to be even better. Are
you excited? They've already announced the fact that next year they're going to 4 days.
Yep.
Are you excited about that?
I don't know. I think, to be honest, it's got to be till 5 o'clock. That's for sure. I think.
Yeah, that's the other thing. This goes 9 to 6 every day, except for today's our last day.
I think it's a little too much. Yeah, but 4 days might work, might not. Well, we'll see. I mean, that's a really big show. I mean, you can walk this show in 1 day.
Yeah,
it's a big show. But what's good about the show, and I'm personally really excited about it, is we're having the biggest launch in our company history. We're launching 11 brand new products.
Oh, wow.
That's very exciting.
Okay. So what else? I'm not asking you to list all 11, but what's one or two that you're...
A key focus for us this year is 4K 60 HDCP 2.2. So we're launching all the new products based on the new technology. We also focusing on PoE, so making our products HDBaseT certified. That's important.
Yeah.
And we're implementing a lot of features which our customers been asking us for some time, and now they see this being a reality.
Okay. Look, is this your first show?
No, this is the second.
The second one.
Yes.
Have you seen growth and improvement year to year?
Yeah, well, it's not good measurable, but actually, for us, I don't know this show, because we are more in the design business. So for me, there are some domotica people here, but the most focus on products here is like AV, so audio visual companies. So maybe, I don't know for sure, but maybe it's not really our thing here. I'm not sure, but if we're gonna keep doing it here, because of that. So,
I tell you what, I hope you do it at least next year, because we're gonna come back, and I hope you're our neighbor.
Well,
again.
maybe this is the second year, but we are feeling maybe not really on the good spot. But I don't know for sure.
Well, you know what? There is something to be said for that, and then that's when you talk to the show organizers and say, "Hey, look, I've been here for 2 years. I would like a different spot." So.
Yeah, no, that's not the spot. I mean more. Maybe it's not the really good fair, because we like to sell our products also over the designers, like architects.
Okay.
And that's it.
Makes sense.
That's
all
it.
Right. Ilya, have you gotten outside of the booth at all? Have you?
Yeah.
So what's maybe a couple of things that kind of knocked your socks off?
Well, you definitely see a lot of video over IP, a lot of that technology being implemented in a lot of different ways. So you see a lot of this, and definitely it's moving forward. Technology, you'll see more and more of that.
Absolutely. Did you get to see anything that you were impressed, or did you just spend it right next door to me?
Yeah, it's really impressive what you see here. It's great, like the video screens and the beamers and so on. What you see in video, it's incredible what happened the last 10 years in video land, and then the screens, the big screens. It's incredible what you see here. I've been in the other hall for an hour ago, and wow, you want to have it at home.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
All right, well, Luc from Litos.
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Have a good rest of the show. Ilya, I appreciate it, sir.
Thank you very much.
Seeing you again.
Thank you.
All right. They're going to go ahead and, yep, you can take them off now.
Oh my God.
All right, here's the deal. This is interesting. Now we have two speaker manufacturers.
Indeed. Yep.
Indeed.
Yep.
Joe Olensky.
Correct, yeah.
From Ohm. And Francesco Pelissari.
Perfect, my compliment.
Hot dog, look at that. Eat it, Tucker. First time I said it right. Two different speaker manufacturers. So you two play nice with each other.
Okay.
Yeah, or I get no tea. The guys from Joe's company, Ohm, has promised me Earl Grey tea. So
Indeed, we have.
I have to come by and get that. Is this either of your first ISEs, or both of you been here for a while?
No, this is our third.
Your third, Francesco?
First time in my life.
Fifth?
First time.
First time. Holy
in my
cow.
life.
How do you like it?
I'm like a fish out of the water, honestly.
Why do you think that?
Because I come from hi-fi.
Yeah.
I come from audio.
Yeah.
I come from design and architect world because my family is all artists, architect, etc. And around me there is a lot of technical people, very, very technical, etc. So for me it's a little different.
I think maybe you need a technical person because your speakers sound good, right? And they're beautiful to look. Have you seen his speakers?
I have.
They're beautiful.
Big admirer.
I mean, not Ohms are nice speakers too. But yeah, those are nice. Those are like beautiful.
Different market.
Different market. Like, absolutely different market. So maybe you need just to get yourself a technical person to speak the technical speak or something. I'm not sure.
About the technical?
About the technical. I mean, would I have to move to Italy?
No, Cambridge.
Yeah.
No, I live in Cambridge.
Oh, darn it. Never mind then. All right.
But all production in Italy.
No.
So if you want to come in Italy.
No, I'm fine.
Roma is a nice city.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. This is you said third year?
Yep.
How has it been year over year for you guys?
It's been good. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, normally, traditionally, we've done the Frankfurt show, but this is taking over really.
See, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
So and wasn't that show like 9 days long or something?
No, it was never 9 days old. But I mean, it used to be the show for Europe at one time, and it's just losing its position now.
Okay.
So a lot of manufacturers are coming here instead. Yeah, so. Good show.
Good show.
Yeah, very good show.
Talk about your product for a second. Ohm speakers.
Well, firstly, for America, don't be confused because we're not Ohm America. There's a company called Ohm that make hi-fi in America. John Strabine, good friend of mine.
Yeah.
We do professional loudspeakers. I've been in the business for years. We started off as an OEM cabinet manufacturer. So we've made cabinets for just about everyone, every major brand in the world. We continue to do that. We've got factories in Poland and mostly UK. All the top-end product is made in the UK. We've got a lot of expertise in making boxes. We decided to put speakers in them years ago. We make the speakers. We're probably the only company in the UK that's vertically integrated as regards to total manufacturing.
Oh, wow.
We actually make the speakers ourselves. We wind coils ourselves. So we go quite a long way back into the manufacturing process.
Yeah. For you guys, talk about your speakers, Francesco. I mean, besides the fact that they're pretty.
Very pretty.
Yeah, I'm not very happy when the people talk about beauty.
Why?
Because I come from sound.
So here's the thing, and I'll put a picture. Give me a picture of his speakers, of Francesco's speakers. Give me a picture. Give me a picture of Francesco's speakers. Here's the thing, right? You've got, let's pick on somebody that I know won't get mad at me. Harman, right? Harman's a much bigger company than me, and you know, they can squash me by a thought. Typically, you're looking at big, square, monochrome boxes that produce sound in some way, shape, or form, right?
Okay.
That is, at least from the American's mindset, that is typically what you talk about. When you talk about speakers.
Yeah.
Yours are not that, and so it's a jarring visual when you walk by, because you guys also have a booth down in the business center that demonstrates your speakers, and then you're also like, holy cow, you know, I don't know if I can do this, but you know, that's what they look like, right? That's they're just gorgeous. Thank you.
Yes, but I don't come from designer. I don't said.
You're too modest.
You are too modest.
No. What I want to say is this. Many companies said, okay, the box speaker is not beautiful, needed to make it beautiful.
Yeah.
So start to think about the design, and after make a sound. And honestly, the sound is not great, okay? Because this is a wrong concept. It's like if you want to make a car.
Are you trying to sell these things or not?
They sell themselves.
No, you're sitting here saying they're not beautiful and they don't sound good.
Yeah, I'm not a very salesman.
No.
But what I want to say is, when you look at Ferrari, you think, okay, Ferrari is beautiful, but also work.
Yes.
So what I want to say is, I start to think about technology. I think about a sound. And when I start, I understand there is something wrong in the mathematics of the people use, because the sound in the nature is omnidirectional. Don't exist directional sound in the world. So usually I make a very easy example. The children cry. When you have a children cry, the mother can stay distant 100 meters with 20 people talk, the mother listen the children.
Yeah.
Why? Because the children is omnidirectional. And the brain, the human brain, understand omnidirectional sound. When you make a directional, you make something false. And your brain needs to make a very heavy, strong effort to change the directional in omnidirectional. So what I want to do is, because in the first moment, it's not a business for me, it's a hobby. My work in the first moment is make a robot.
Yeah.
And I come from robotic, and the sound is a hobby. So I started to listen, and I said, hey, this is not the violin from my father. When I listen my father make a violin, my sensible is a completely different. Why? Why I don't cry when I listen to the speaker? And why when my father make a violin, I cry? Yeah. So there is something mistake. In the first moment, I think it's amplifier, because I'm electronic man. So for me, it's more easy to think about the amplifier. But after 2 years work with amplifier, I understand the amplifier works very well. What doesn't work is a speaker. So I met a very nice man. The man's name is Roy Allison. And him opened my mind about the directional and cabinet. So when I start, I don't start about the design. This shape exists in the nature. All dolphins have the same shape. The name is quadratic bezel. The mathematics know this equation 200 years ago. So it's not a design. I use this because it's a quadratic bezel. Ceramic, I don't use the ceramic for the design. I use the ceramic only because the wood make a lot of vibration and lose a lot of energy. So why I need to lose energy when there is a ceramic who work very well? I start a ceramic. After, okay, my teacher pushed me to make a company. My boss in my company pushed me make my company, give me a money to start, and I start. And now I have a little company. But I don't start for money, business, or like this. It's a hobby. So for me, it's very important that people understand this speaker work. It's not beautiful. Work. If it's beautiful, okay. You can say that it's beautiful, not beautiful, but for me,
you are entirely too modest, just so you know. You are entirely too modest.
I don't understand.
You are opposite of proud. You're not proud. You're
No, I'm happy said the truth. I don't like when the people make a bully. I'm the best, etc., etc. I said the truth.
All right. Joe, about your products and your speakers, you are not available in the U.S. Is that my understanding?
We have sold a few products into the US.
Okay.
But we've never found a distributor to do the job properly.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So
there's quite a few fans out there.
All right.
Still using the product, and I mean, we sold about 15 years ago, and these guys are still in touch, still use the product.
Yeah.
And we're completely the opposite from him. We want directionals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is too modest.
He is entirely too modest.
No, but direction, when I make acoustic consulting, many times I use the directional because it's absolutely very strong technology.
Yeah.
I think only exists different technology.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So how do people find out if they are outside the U.S. and they want to get a hold of Ohm speakers?
Oh, look at the website.
Which is
www.ohm.co.uk.
Ohm.co.uk. Francesco, how do people find out about your speakers if you want them to?
And
he can't remember
I
his
have
website.
All right, Jay.
I have my web.
You have a website, nacsound.it. So there you go. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. Francesco.
Good pronunciation. My compliments.
Right, Joe.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well.
Thank you.
We'll get you guys out of here, and we'll wrap up this whole shindig with Mr. Blackman, Mr. Mike Blackman. Go ahead and come over here. Here we go. He is the Executive Director of ISE. Just grab. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good. Nice to meet you. Put a pair of headset on there, and we'll get to go. Go ahead and say something.
1, 2, 3. This is Mike Blackman here.
All right.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Just kind of turn it in. There we go.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. Mike Blackman here.
There we go. All right.
Which way will we look?
Just me. We'll just do this. All right. So we are joined by the Managing Director, Mike Blackman of ISE. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks, Tim. It was great. I enjoyed the evening with you guys last Friday. It was very enjoyable. And well, I'm great.
How was the show for you? I mean, here's the thing. What do you look at if you're going to walk away from this tomorrow morning when you wake up and you say, "You know what? We had a good show." What is that?
So we have certain factors in which we measure ourselves and which our exhibitors measure us, or everybody. One is the number of exhibitors. Well, that didn't change, so that's just over 1,065 exhibitors. We had over 40,000 square meters of net space in here. And we have a lot of metrics in which we measure the attendance and obviously beforehand the pre-registration. So we walked into here on Tuesday morning with pre-registrations even higher than our total attendance from last year. And so all these factors come into what makes me happy. What finally makes me happy is what the exhibitors say. And I see a lot of smiling faces. I walked around, everyone's shaking my hand saying, "Mike, what a fantastic show." And that's how we measure it. The other thing we talked about the app that we have on board. Well, I've actually been watching. Every time I get a spare moment, I look at the traffic on there and I read things and see what people are saying. It's been unbelievable just getting first-hand information back from the attendees saying, "Oh, we thought this," and "Wow, we saw that," and lots of pictures being posted. I think we had over 4,000 people from our total attendance. So I've got to check the numbers again, but when I last looked yesterday, checked the numbers, we had over 4,000 people that downloaded the app and were actually live and using it, communicating with each other, and I had a great, real insight into what our attendees were saying, watching this as well. So when I listen to that, I listen to what the exhibitors are saying. I think we had a fantastic show.
I would absolutely agree. I mean, I think I told you last week, this is our first show, our first time coming here, and beyond the initial shock of the size, right? Because that does take some getting used to, and the different interconnected halls. Holy cow! We have ran into some really great companies that have really great stories, right? That you're not going to get. We were talking with Betsy Jaffe from Infocom. There's only 300 companies, I believe,
overlap
between you guys and Infocom.
Absolutely.
That's 6, 7. No, that's 800 companies that we don't know.
Yeah.
We would have no idea about.
This is one of the things we see, the diversity of all of our shows worldwide, is the new things you see. There are a lot of companies who are just purely European, and really, they may be distributed in the US, but they're not present there directly, and you have the opportunity to actually see new things. What's really good for our attendees, our exhibitors as well, is a quarter of our attendance is brand new. They've never been to this show before. And that's really satisfying. I just walked past Kramer, and Dr. Joseph Kramer grabbed me and said, Mike, you know, we've seen so many new people here, and they're really, really good quality. And that makes me smile and says, okay, we achieved what we wanted to do.
Yeah, you guys are headed down the right track. From a technology standpoint, is there anything that, I'm not asking you to pick a favorite booth, because that way I'm sorry, a favorite stand. I keep in the U.S. we call them booths. Yeah. But maybe a technology in general, right? That was like, you were like, goodness gracious.
Well, the stuff which I've seen is new here and really starting to pick up at ISE is unified communication, collaboration. You saw, obviously, Cisco, LiveSize, Polycom, those guys are in this really mainstream. But we had Microsoft here for the first time, and that was one of the main focuses of what they were showing. We're seeing a lot of 4K. So go to Sony, there's 8K.
Yeah.
And I saw what I have seen. I've seen lots of new things. I have one problem when I come to this show. When I try to walk from my office to here, which is without anything happening, it takes about 5-10 minutes. I take an hour and a half because everybody stops me in the aisles and they say, hey, Mike. And you know, I love this industry. I love the networking. I like the people in it, and I really welcome it when people say hi, and I accept it as part of what it is. But it makes a long time getting everywhere I need to.
Maybe you need to walk the floor before or after it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that used to be one of my favorite things for a show. Yeah. I would walk the show the night before we opened and just see all the booths, and these get it's quite a rush. When you actually go through, everything's finished, they're all ready, but there's nobody there, and you look at all these beautiful construction, and I think one of the things we have different to the US, exhibitors actually invest a lot more in booth design here in Europe generally than they do in the US. So you see a lot of really creative construction, a lot of really great ideas for presentation and showing the diversity of this industry. So we're glad to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we appreciate you having us. Is there anything that you would say to, not even just the U.S. Integrator, but just the integrator in general who's never been to ISE? Why should they come next year?
Well, if you're in this business and you want to see new products, and I think, I haven't seen the numbers yet, but we have several hundred new product launches at the show. If you want to keep ahead of the market, see what's being brought out by new companies, then you have to come here. Yes, you can read it in the magazine. Yes, you can see it online. But touching, feeling, shaking hands, meeting people, being part of this whole business we call the audiovisual systems industry, we're a people business. Yeah. That's why I say you should come.
Well, I appreciate it again. Yep. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by.
Tim, thank you. And thank you for being here. We look forward to seeing you again next year.
I'm counting on it.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, we're going to wrap this sucker up. I've been doing this for, 2 hours now.
72 hours.
And I'm tired. No. Gentlemen, in all seriousness, this is Mr. George Tucker is back with us. Chris Netto is here. And the fabulous booth dude, Bill O'Donnell.
Better known as Bill O'Donnell. I prefer the dude.
Okay, just the dude.
Yes.
It's probably copywritten, so I don't want to get sued by Jeff Bridges.
Well, I'm sorry, what did Brock McGinnis hyphenate it to?
Mimbo.
Mimbo.
Oh. Every Mimbo.
Thank you, Mr. McGinnis.
Every Mimbo boy and girl.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, thank you, seriously, in all seriousness. Thank you for coming with me and taking this wild and crazy ride. It wouldn't have been possible without you. I wouldn't have wanted to do it without you. So,
well, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
It's been a great experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fun. It's been a fun first trip.
Took us some time to get our feet under us, but when we did, we rolled.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, here's the thing. The first day was like a big slap in the face, right? And not even a slap on the face. A slap on the head with a 2x4.
Three Stooges style.
Yeah.
Turn around. Well, turn around with the boom.
Three Stooges style, because by the end of the day, my head was spinning. It really was. So,
there was ducking cranes.
Well, that was the Monday. I'm talking about the first day of the show, Tuesday.
Oh, that damn.
So, is there anything that you guys want to say as we wrap up? As we say goodbye to Amsterdam and back to the good old States?
I withhold all comment until after tonight.
Yeah. I think so. I guess what we're looking for is the show floor.
Technology-wise,
the show floor type stuff.
He has to be more specific.
Sorry.
Man, did we find details? I think we found some characters here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Very interesting people with their. I guess the best way to put it is they are characters. These are people within our industry that we found craftsmen, as George put in our conversation. We were having a conversation off sides. Like, we actually find craftsmen as opposed to makers or builders or developers, people that sink art, design, and passion into what they're doing. Not that we don't find that in the United States, but today we dug. And
we found an Italian that makes speakers as a hobby and
crafts them
and doesn't think they're beautiful enough, by the way.
And we found a guy just over a little few ways who makes cabinets by hand. And he's still making most of them himself. And they make them there.
I think it kind of boils down to it's one of those things where we see over here it's more of an emphasis on craft rather than maybe wholesale distribution kind of thing.
Fit and finish.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of finesse.
And the show has far more, I'd like to say, niches, little nooks and crannies. That's not just a testament to its size, but to the amount of companies coming here for the first time, second time, combining with others. I mean, you go through halls 9, 10, and 11, and there's the big guys, and then there's all these little things. Every hallway has somebody in it.
I was in 5 earlier and ran across a waterproof display manufacturer, right? They not just an OEM, they don't buy them from somebody else. These guys make them in England from scratch, right? And take them and will help you install them. They had a 65-inch waterproof display, 4K.
Ooh.
It's gorgeous. They had a couple that they put behind mirrors. Obviously it's a residential, type installation, but he actually made some good points that, and I'm writing a piece about it. He's like, you could put this in your bathroom and this, that, and the other, and or he goes, he also said there's a couple countries where they sell a lot of these into because of the humidity, because regardless of where you are in the house, the HVAC systems are not that prevalent in these parts of the world, and you've got 80-90% humidity, and the electronics are just going to go to dust if you don't protect them somehow. So you run into stuff like that.
And lots of mini little manufacturers of stuff that's not quite to the U.S., lots of din rail mounted stuff manufactured in the country they're from, selling mostly to their area, but also moving on and expanding, and lots of little things. And my thought was, we've talked about this on the show, is that where is that breaking point, that time when all these little companies become a force and they'll be on the market internationally, as long as they can get past UL and a few other sort of tariff issues, which are some, substantial but not unmountable. So I couldn't get the word out. But you get what I mean. And it was just very interesting to watch, especially here in Europe where the borders are more permeable for that kind of thing.
But do you think they want to?
Well, they're here, and they said they're in different countries, and they want to move forward.
But do they want to? There's a couple folks that I talked to that I got not the distinct impression, they flat out said they have no desire to get into the U.S. market for various reasons.
I think some won't, some will, but I think there's a number of them who go, it's just like being a rock star back in the 60s. You could do well where you were, but you want to make the money, you want to be famous, you go over there. And it's just because it's a huge market. Once you get ingrained, it's not a lot of little markets being a big market, it's a big market. You hit commercial success there. It's New York. You make it there, you make it anywhere. And
that's what you guys keep telling me, and I'm still not buying it. So
I don't know. All I see is the Rockies, and then there's the Pacific Ocean between me. So I don't know.
There is a giant river between you and the Pacific.
I've admitted that in the past, so I have to acknowledge that.
All right.
The Hudson, the Ohio.
You know what? All right, I'm done dealing with you. 3 New York.
He's going to be nasty tonight, isn't he?
Oh, boy.
All right. Mr. Netto, any final words?
Happy to be here. I am happy to have had the show experience. Thank you again to the AV Tweeps, to the Kickstarters, people that showed up at the Tweet Up. It was a very successful thing for us.
A lot of fun.
Thank you. One thing we haven't said thank you to is, for me, Daily Dough, D-O-O-H.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
They've been fantastic providing us metrics on what we've been doing. I'm the social media person, I guess, of the group, and watching those statistics go, I appreciate seeing that. It really has been an eye-opener that we've been able to come to someplace else and do what we've done before at Infocom. So I'm grateful that they actually do that, and we had to put a shout-out to them, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I was a little bummed that they weren't physically at the show.
Yeah, they had conflicting shows.
They had
right?
another conflicting show, and we were talking about that. I'm like, oh man.
You go to your market.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. You know, I totally get it, but it was one of those things where I was hoping to meet some of these folks in person. I met some folks from AV Magazine, which I thought was cool, and some. Here's the thing: meeting folks that cover the industry. And like I told the folks at AV Mag, I'm like, look, we use your stories. I don't go anywhere. We need them because we're not, and just we use SCN and
with full accreditation, of course.
Oh, absolutely. Well, sometimes. If it's Craig McCormick, I don't accredit him at all until at least the Patriots or the Sox lose.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, they don't
that's
know
understandable.
What that is out here. They don't know what those are out here.
I know.
Yeah. So
all right.
Chelsea United.
Chelsea United.
Real Madrid.
No, Newcastle.
Ajax.
I'm a Newcastle guy.
FC Barcelona.
Yeah, he's FC Barcelona. I'm Newcastle. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this editions of AV Week. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. Honestly, the next show that we're going to do in studio is going to be in about March, because as soon as these roll, we'll be at the NSC AVLC. So enjoy your time, and we will see you. Next time you see us, we'll be stateside. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. Let me start this whole thing over again. Yeah, go by the website. You're trying to find all kinds of stuff. From the website is AVNation.tv. AVNation.tv. This program and a host of others. We have a brand spanking new AV Apps show up. The Technology Wrap with Phil Cordell. A new Live Life with Christian Samuelson, which I'm very excited about. Tony Zotti, just talked to him the other day. He's working on a new post show.
DIY guys have a new one coming up.
DIY guys have a new one coming up.
Lighting guy.
Pico guys. So yeah, everybody's doing something. Actually, as soon as we get back from Amsterdam, we're recording another EdTech. So yeah, we're going to keep.
And I have on all those shows, I have like two or three stacked up now, so they'll be coming out on a regular clip with all those other shows. So.
There's
doing good.
Red Band will be on the road again.
Yep.
When?
We're
Yeah.
April, Mayish, right?
We're going back into New York City.
Does she have a date?
We don't have a date yet, but it's definitely going to happen. So look out for Red Band Radio coming back out again.
Yeah, we're not saying what it is yet.
We cannot tell you what it is because it's a super secret surprise.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. Here's
might be two actually.
I will give you.
There might be two shows.
Well, I'm going to give you something else on that. I'm coming out for that super secret Red Band surprise. So.
Here we go. Tim Albright invades New York.
It's a party.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's a party now. So yeah, I'll be coming to New York with you guys for that one. It'll be my first time to New York.
Oh really?
Really?
You guys keep.
We're gonna get pizza, General Chow's chicken. Which
I'm gonna drag you through Chinatown.
So here's the thing. In the last 6 months, I will have my first experience in Amsterdam, my first experience in New York. I just have to hit London. I'm done.
Was this your first experience living with 4 guys?
No, I've done that before, but that was college and I was drunk.
You haven't heard the stories of
All
Michael
right.
Trainer.
On that note, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. This has been AV Week.